Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live down here in the Bear Cave Studios for another episode of OTBS on that Bill shit with me, your host, Freddie El Oso. No Big E tonight, but we figured we'd bring you guys another WrestleMania recap. We can't just leave you with night one. We got to talk about night two and the Raw After Mania. So, our boy Rick from Patience and Faith, welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So we talked about night one. We had high expectations going into night two for the end of the show. And I'll let you jump in on this, but I thought night two was a dud. I thought it was very lackluster. The ending, I mean, we can get into that, but you got to run in, and my guy does a whole full out entrance for the run in. I'm like,
this is a 3-minute run in.
Right. I'm like, this is supposed to be a run in. You're not Jeff Hardy. We're not having you dance up out on the stage. Like, let's get down there. Let's get this business going. But what'd you think of night two?
It was horrible. The best part of night two was Dominic winning and the triple threat women's match.
Yes, I would agree with that. Mm-hmm.
I think the women stole the show, and they should have closed one of the nights.
Yes, I agree. I would have done that women's triple threat. What opened the card? I would have had that main event.
Yeah, it was really good.
Hold on, before you go, we got that dirty bastard himself, Big E Mafia. What's going on, bro? Via satellite in true WWE fashion. He's muted. We'll get him once he figures it out. There he is.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we hear.
Yo, I had to make an appearance. If I fucking die on live fucking recording doing 70 miles per hour, how many views do we think we get if I die on
it? We get a couple hits. We get a couple extra hits.
We'll be famous.
Can you imagine? Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There's not too much wind resistance or shit like that. Right?
No, you're good. No echoes, no nothing. We're just talking about night two. We thought women's triple threat should have closed the match. The end was trash. The way they had Travis Scott do a run in and he did a full out entrance to get down to the ring. I didn't mind Cena winning it. I had a feeling that was going to happen anyways, but there was no Rock. It was kind of blah. Like night one had you hyped for night two, and then they follow it up with that.
So real quick on that, right? Do you remember John Cena's narrative and him saying he's going to ruin wrestling? What better way than to ruin wrestling than to do what he did and have that show in the way? Like, the fact that you're saying that right now, you're proving his point. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're right, but that wasn't what he meant.
You don't think so?
No, because he didn't ruin it. The Rock ruined it. The Rock's whole plan and setup was completely like, he just doesn't give a shit. Like, it was just horrible.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one. I mean, just not good, bro.
No, it's like the Travis Scott entrance was 3 minutes. The Randy Orton match was 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So that tells you.
That was pretty fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, it was horrible, man.
Yeah. Listen, I know, like, just to stay on topic a little bit, you guys brought up the triple threat match. I thought that shit was phenomenal. That
Yeah.
Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky match. I had my doubts that Io Sky was gonna be able to keep up, but listen, man, let that like I told you the other day, man, let that sushi roll cook, man. She fucking she did her thing, man. I was happy to see it, bro. It was to me one of the better female matches that I've seen all time. I think it's right up there with Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair 2 years ago at WrestleMania. I had no complaints. I had no complaints as far as that match.
Yeah. I did enjoy seeing Dom win the belt. We all called it that night. It was cool to see. Funny to see the fans actually cheering for Dom now. He's been like such a heat-seeking missile throughout everywhere they've gone, and he's been playing that heel role. I hope they keep that up.
Yeah, he's gonna turn.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Obviously, and I've said it 1,000 times. I think you guys are a little more, aware when it comes to like the backstage stuff and everything that's going on. When you see Braun Breaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think that Ryback is sitting at home saying, "What the fuck did I do wrong? I was doing the same shit that this guy did, and people fucking like seriously, he did the same shit that Braun Breaker's doing right now, almost to the T, and people shitting on him like crazy for him. So why is it that Braun Breaker is getting so much clout now for doing the same? Like, he literally looks like Bill Goldberg, like down to the tattoo. It's fucking crazy. So tell me, as somebody who's like just like getting his wheels back under him, what am I missing? What is so different about the two?
So Braun's got the lineage, right? So he's a Steiner. So automatically that gives him a little bit more clout in that aspect of being legit, as opposed to Ryback, who had a limited move set and catchy catchphrase. Like, I remember all the kids had his shirts at one of the shows I went to when he was on his hot streak. And then two, it's the backstage who you align yourself with. Like, Ryback was very outspoken, and Braun Breaker, he's like one of the Paul Heyman kids backstage. Like, he's helping him with his promos, he's helping him with, his mannerisms and stuff like that. And it's from when he first showed up in NXT to now, he's really stepped his shit up.
Yeah, Ryback can't talk on the mic.
Yeah.
Ryback can't talk, and you can see his flaws in the ring. Like, he wasn't really good in the ring. I mean, he had power, but he couldn't wrestle. Braun Breaker has it all. So and he listens, and he's a student. I mean, he's a student of the game, so he's still learning.
Okay. You know what? I'll accept that, man, because I'm not gonna lie. The few times that I've actually really sat and watched him and all of this shit, I'm like, all right, there goes the spear, there goes the power slam, and I'm like, Ryback did all of this shit, but I haven't really heard him on the mic. So you guys are saying he can kind of go on the mic and
he moves like his uncle. So he moves like Scott Steiner. Like, he can do the Steiner, the Frankensteiner. Like, he can get up and fly. Like, it's kind of crazy. He's that perfect mix between his pops and his uncle.
He sounds like his uncle too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He moves like his uncle. He sounds like his uncle. But you know what he looks like? You ever seen the Replacements with Keanu Reeves? Remember John, what's his name? John, how the hell you say his name? John Favreau, or whatever the hell you say his name.
John Favreau, yeah.
Yeah, he looks just like him from fucking The Replacement. He played the cop. He looks just like that dude. But again, that fatal 4-way match, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great match. I was really happy to see Dominic go over, like you said, and I'm excited to see what he does with it from here, man. I really am. Everybody that was involved in that match, I think, kind of got ahead a little bit. I don't really. I mean, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Finn Balor from here. And do you guys think he's kind of like fallen way the fuck off since injury?
Yeah, I mean, he was the golden goose right before he got injured. He was the first Universal champ. Like they were putting the money train behind him, and that buckle buster he got from Seth Rollins fucked his whole shit up. And since then, he's never really recovered from it.
Yeah, Vince had a lot to do with that too.
Yeah,
He wasn't a Vince guy. He was a Triple H guy.
yeah. And that was the point where it was very tumultuous between the NXT guys coming up. They would basically get buried when they got up there.
And you know, he started getting a little hot. Like that was right before I kind of like fell off.
Mm-hmm.
Like that next kind of between him and Bray Wyatt, kind of trying to make them like the next Phenom type, character that would carry on for the next few years. And
yeah,
she fell off, man. It's unfortunate, man, but you see it happen to a lot of guys.
Yeah. So we mentioned it. We mentioned Braun Breaker a moment ago. Raw After Mania is usually a big one, and I'm sure SmackDown is going to have its surprises and all that stuff as well. But we got Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Seth Rollins are now a group, a conglomerate, whatever they wind up calling themselves. What do you guys think of it so far, and will there be more people in this stable for Paul Heyman?
I think they should get two more people. Becky Lynch fits in because of what she did, and one more guy. It could be anybody from NXT. It could be this dude. What's his name? Aton down.
Oh, Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. It could be him because they're not really doing anything with him, and he's a Vince guy too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, one more guy. Throw Becky in there, and they have a good team. It's great. Now the way Raw ended, it should have ended. That's the way it should have ended at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree.
They had Travis Scott pull the referee out the ring. There was no DQ for that. And then,
right.
I mean, it was just disappointing. But I think the way Raw ended was very good, and it should have ended that way on Mania. It would have made a whole lot of sense.
So I 100% agree that they could use a couple more members in this stable. I think if they play their cards right, you would have another Evolution type stable because you got the brains behind everything. You got Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins. I kind of feel like he could be like the Triple H was in Evolution. He's already been made. He's still kind of on top. He doesn't really need to be chasing championships. Braun Breaker is obvious. This is all a setup to, get Braun Breaker, get that rocket strapped inside.
Yeah, get him to that next level. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do think that they have room for one or two more people, like Rick said, to bring this up a little bit, man, and I'm curious to see how it is. I think as far as Becky Lynch goes, I would like to, if they do bring in a female, I would like to see them bring in a female who is up and coming. Maybe somebody from NXT. Maybe I don't know. How would you guys feel about even though she's not, obviously she's not from NXT? I don't know because I was gonna say Rhea Ripley, but she just kind of came out of a state. She doesn't really need, she doesn't really need that heat. I don't know. It's so much going on right now. I know you guys probably didn't bring it up yet, but they just acquired AAA. They got so much shit going on right now. The talent pool is heavy. So I don't know. It's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, but it's a lot of things that don't make sense.
Yeah. Oh, I just had an idea. I mean, I don't know how much sense this would make. They've been bringing this Joe Henry guy around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How you guys would have he joined that little stable and was like, listen, all right, TNA, I'm fucking out of here. I got my little 15. I got my taste of fame. I'm leaving for the big show. You think that's a possibility for him to jump over to WWE, or you think it's too early?
Oh no, that's a given. He's gonna.
Yeah, he's definitely he's next to show up, but I don't think you need to throw him with anybody. I think he's with his gimmick that he has right now, he can speak on the mic. He can move pretty well in the ring. Like, I haven't watched many of his matches, but it seems like he can go a little bit. I think he's one of those guys that, like how you brought Jericho back in the day. You let him have his own program with, say a Randy or somebody like that. And I think he can hold his own. He's already got like half the crowd doing his little entrance spin and singing his music. Like, he's got that fanfare already.
He reminds me of
losing? I'm sorry, go ahead.
He reminds me of like an anime character. Like one of those Japanese anime characters, like the Japanese anime version of an American. That's what he's sometimes.
And yo, wait till you hear him speak. He's got a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's like everything throws you off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so much for that.
How do you think about? Why do you feel about him losing on Sunday?
If I'm on the TNA roster, I'm fucking upset. I'm upset that our fucking. Granted, he got invited on the grandest stage of them all. I'm upset that our champion got marked out in WrestleMania in 3 minutes. To be honest, that's how I.
Just like when Taz was in ECW, he wrestled Triple H on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And he lost, and he was their champion. It doesn't help their brand. Now, it can help their brand, and I'm saying it, no one believes me, but WWE owns TNA.
Yeah.
Right.
They do.
They own a percentage, and they're gonna sell completely to WWE.
Yeah.
They're not saying it now because it was like a monopoly. You can't buy AAA and TNA. You can't do it all in one shot. But if you look at it, like, why would you agree to have your world champion come and lose and make your company look the way it does?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, though, and let me know what you think about this. If that match goes 8 minutes, I'm okay with that result. But
I would have given it a solid 5. Give him a solid 5 minutes out there. You still don't make TNA look weak, because I don't think this does any damage to Joe Henry. I think it does more damage to TNA. I think for Joe Henry, it's almost an attaboy from
Yeah.
Randy Orton and the locker room, like, hey, we're gonna give you this time, we're gonna do your gimmick, we're gonna do your thing, and then we'll give you the nod once you come up here.
Or at least give him a comeback. Give him a chance to make a comeback in the
Right.
match, and then my man did his
Right.
spin and got RKO'd, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then Randy Orton mocked him. He did his pose. I mean, that's a gesture, but it's like you pretty much mocked him.
Hmm.
And it's like if TNA if they have an agreement, right, and TNA sees that, I will pull out my agreement the way they pulled out with AEW,
Right.
because AEW was getting majority of the wins and they were not helping develop TNA, and
Right.
TNA pulled out. So I see that on Sunday. Like, why is not TNA now pulling out? Like, that doesn't make sense. That's not a good business move at all.
Yeah. So,
Yo, I got a question real quick.
yep, go ahead.
So have you guys seen the little snippet on social media of, I guess, when the Hall of Fame inductees came out, of Bret Hart kind of making that face,
Yeah.
making that
Yeah.
face when Triple H shook his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to know, does Bret Hart kind of need to get the fuck over it already, or do you think he's still well within his rights to be upset?
I mean, at this point, you still made your money and then some, and you were welcomed back into the fold. I mean, Brett seems like the bitter old man on his steps. Ah, screw you, like with everybody.
Get off my lawn. Get off
Yeah,
my lawn.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like he still has his thing with Goldberg about Goldberg giving him the concussion and
Yeah,
like,
but Goldberg almost killed him. I mean,
yeah,
I'll
Goldberg,
fucking tackle him.
Goldberg, yeah,
I won't let that shit go. That was crazy.
right. Like
That
that ended his career basically. So he's still like not over that. So I don't think he'd ever get over the whole
mean,
thing with Vince and them.
I would say he needs to get over it, but then again, look what they're doing to his niece.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, like, they don't bench their wrestlers, but she's been benched 9 months out of 12. And the only reason why you signed her was because she was going to go to AEW to do her uncle's tournament and win the tournament. And you pulled her away from that just to sign her and to
Just to
bench
keep her
her.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, what are you doing? So yeah, I see why he's a little bitter, but he's just like, if you're gonna be
Yeah, but
bitter
you know
about
what?
that, just get over it.
Yeah.
You know what Bret Hart kind of seems like right now? Bret Hart kind of seems like that aunt that comes over for Thanksgiving to the sister who married the rich husband's nice house, and she walks in and she's fucking criticizing everything, and she's like, "Oh, well, why'd you guys go with this paint color?" Or why'd you guys get this carpet? It's like, bitch, listen, if you don't like it, just fucking leave already. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to, I get it, all right? I get it. I get what they did to you. I know you feel like they fucking killed your brother on purpose and all this other shit. But how do you feel, bro? Like, we get it already, man.
You can't just throw that out there. Shit.
What? No, bro, I mean, it's obvious. He said it. He said that he felt like, you didn't see that interview?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
I've seen
that
it.
one.
He said that fucking Vince was up there with a pair of scissors and all of that shit. But my thing is like, yo, get over it.
That's wild.
He said that. He said that verbatim. I'll send you the link.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
What are these kids
So,
doing?
what are your thoughts on the rest of WrestleMania, though?
It was trash. It was
Yeah.
horrible. It was last week was a bad week for WWE.
I agree. That the Damian Priest, that match was that was a Sunday Night Heat match.
Yeah.
That shit was not WrestleMania worthy.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what the fuck was going on with this guy's entrance. I didn't know if he was like the Dollar Tree Kano from Mortal Kombat. I didn't know what the fuck his outfit was. I didn't know what was going on until I saw the game
That's
after.
And that was something.
I didn't. And then he's standing up on the rope, flexing his chest. I'm like, is this thing gonna shoot lasers? Like, what are we waiting for? It didn't light up. It didn't do anything. I'm like, what? All right.
It was just a statue. That's all it was.
Yeah. I'm talking about the thing he had on his chest. The little red.
Oh, the little the red dot.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I don't understand it, man. I thought it was pretty funny that he was tweeting or whatever the fuck you call it during the match. I thought that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that was an interesting touch on that one. You hadn't seen him do anything like that in a while.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
What were your thoughts on the Logan Paul AJ Styles match?
Well, AJ was doing live rounds. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
my man was, he took him to school. He took him to school. Besides that, the match was boring. I wasn't feeling it.
yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
I enjoyed Karrion Kross's promo after Mania.
I was just gonna ask you about that.
That was really good.
Do you think that was real, or do you think that was just
that was both.
Part of the show?
It's a little bit of both. He's frustrated. He hasn't been used. He'd also been benched. He hasn't wrestled as much. He wrestled like 4 times this past year.
Yeah.
Well, from last year to now, he hasn't wrestled much. They took the YA6 program that he was part of, and they just automatically stopped it. Then they took the Wyatts and put them on SmackDown. You haven't seen them since November, October. So I mean, like, and then they released his team. they fired his team.
Yeah.
So
everybody else that was on his squad, they got rid of.
Yeah. So it's like he spoke the truth.
Yeah. But I think that's gonna get him on TV more. He's showing that he's ready.
Yeah.
Like, I know there was always the question, like, is this guy, can he talk? Can he not? We know he can kind of go in the ring a little bit as well. So he needed that oh shit moment. I think that gave it to him.
See, I think right now the WWE, hopefully they don't suffer from just having too much going on at one time. Because right now you got, like 5 different promotions going all at the same time. You got a lot of people that are like pretty good on the microphone right now. And you got a lot of people who are good in-ring performers right now. And unfortunately, guys are going to get lost in the sauce. And it looks like he's just going to, if he doesn't do some crazy shit, i.e. that interview, he's kind of just going to fade into the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people are kind of like losing avenues as far as like standing out. Like, you're going to have to do some real wild shit in the next few years for you to stand out as like you're going to have to kill somebody and go on trial and all of that shit.
You need a Brian Pillman moment. Like that basement with the gun, like that shit where everybody was like, oh, Brian Pillman. Okay, we see you, sir. Like something like that.
Like, you got all these superstars that get arrested and all of this dumb DUIs and all of this. You're going to need to have a superstar go to prison for a few years just for him to have fucking decent heat. Because that's the road that we're going down right now. Everybody has this crazy shit going on. I mean, look at Jacob Fatu. That motherfucker just left the child line, and look, now he's the United States champion.
Yeah. What did you think you saw his match now, E? Like, we know night 1 you didn't get to see it when we were talking about it. What'd you think of his match?
I think he can go. He can, the boy could go, man. I really have no other words than that, man. He can fucking go. His mic skills are like impeccable. I see what you guys are saying. I think in the next few years he's gonna be that guy. And you know what I like about him?
Mhm.
You can't put him with anybody. Like there's superstars right now that I'm really looking forward to seeing him go up against. I can't wait to see. Like I know him and Penta have had history. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to him and Braun Breaker. I'm looking forward to him and all of these guys who are like coming up, man. So I agree with you, man. You guys, man, you guys hit it on the head. He can go.
Yeah. And you saw his uncle jump the barricade on that one?
Ain't nobody fucking. Ain't nobody fucking.
He do what he want.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Ain't nobody fucking. For real, man. Yeah, I watched the show. I think the way it started, I think it was very smart for them to start it out with the triple threat match because it puts you on such a high that kind of, I mean, I can only speak for myself. That first match put me on such a high that when I saw the fucking Damian Priest and I was like, all right, I can deal with that. Like that was the match that you said you get up and you go to the bathroom, all of that other shit. John Cena and what you guys name? Cody Rhodes. We all knew we weren't getting the fucking Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko type match. He knew that wasn't. we knew we weren't
Right.
gonna get that shit. You know, so it was kind of just like, all right, let's see the story for how it's gonna play out. And I think Travis Scott could have sold that fucking finisher a little bit better. Like that should look weak.
Yeah,
Right.
it was.
It didn't look good. It really did. It
I
really
think
did.
this whole thing hurt Cody a lot.
It kind of did.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And if I'm Travis Scott, if I'm Travis Scott, I know you're a fucking mega millionaire. You got babies with Kim Kardashian and all of this shit. I know that. I got you. But if I'm this fucking mega rapper, this mega tough guy, and I got all these songs out, whip my ass in the ring, dude. Cut me open, draw some blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like, I think if that shit would have happened, fans would have been like, wow, okay. Yeah, now we get it. Like, this was worth him coming down to the ring. Put him through a table.
I think he's got a couple live shots coming his way once Cody gets his actual hands on him.
Yeah,
Hope
but
to
it's kind
God.
of.
I hope
I
it's
think
that.
there's a couple live rounds coming his way on that one.
Yeah, man, but it's kind of how long, though, man? Because it's been a minute already. Like, what are we waiting for? And I don't think Cody has it in him. Oh, I don't. I don't think Cody is that dude to fucking to do that shit. Now, if Travis Scott would have accidentally did some shit like that to Brock Lesnar, oh God.
Oh, he dead.
He would have been fucking. Yeah, he would have been. We'd have been cremating him right now.
Brock Lesnar would have killed him. He would have fucking killed him.
100%.
I don't even think Travis Scott is needed anymore.
True.
Yeah.
100% true.
But I don't think they know where they're going with this. Because Rock can't be there always, I guess, for whatever reason, and John's got limited dates. I don't get what they're doing.
Well, if you look at the rest of the days that John Cena has, that's three appearances a month up to December.
Okay.
So he could be there. He could be there for 2 Raws or 2 SmackDowns and then a pay-per-view. They could skip a month and they'd be like, well, the winner of this match is the next number 1 contender to John Cena. And like the next
Right.
one is Randy Orton. Cody's not coming back yet. Cody's on a break. Cody's gonna take a break, and he needs a break because they're already booing him.
Right.
And I told you when John Cena turned, he's gonna get cheered.
Yeah.
He's gonna get cheered, and that's exactly what happened. So what they did completely backfired on them, and they never needed The Rock. They
Yeah.
never needed Travis Scott. They could have dragged it from Elimination Chamber. John Cena wins. Then The Rock says, "Hey, I want your soul," or not even that. They didn't even need The Rock.
You
They
could have
just could have
had
been
you
like,
could have
who's
you
gonna
could have
turn on
had
who?
this you could have had this all happen at Mania and
Yeah,
build to it to
yeah,
the Cena turn at Mania. He low blows him, whatever. He makes the pin, and that's when you get uber super heat on Cena and you build Cody up at the same time.
yeah. But they fumbled. Now you know what's crazy? I'm an AEW fan. I
Hmm.
enjoy watching AEW, right? And I enjoy watching
You
WWE.
guys, if you guys didn't know that already, you could pick it up through what Rick was
Yeah.
saying. He's an
Now,
AEW guy.
now I guarantee you this: if AEW did what WWE did with their WrestleMania, no one would stop talking about how fucked up AEW is.
It's true, but I think that comes with how would you say it? It comes like they got that leeway, like they've given you so
Mhm.
much good in the past that to now it's like okay, 1 or 2 fuck ups, it's expected. But when AEW, like I'm not a big AEW guy. It's never been my
Mhm.
thing. But when they give you like over the last year their storylines, all their shit that they've been going through, like to now they do something like that, like you said, the internet doesn't stop talking about it.
No, it doesn't. But I think now you're gonna see like WWE. They buried themselves last week with all the interviews they were doing, saying that they don't care what the fans think.
Mhm.
People like us that are doing the podcast, we shouldn't be doing a podcast. We just shut up and watch the show. Our opinions are not needed. You know what I mean? Like they kind of buried themselves. And then for the storylines not to make sense. And then they had issues with the roast.
Right.
There's some issues with that a lot of people are not coming out with like the racist comments and the jokes that
Yeah.
they made about certain people. Even Nia Jax coming at Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Nia Jax went ham. I don't
Yeah,
know what happened to her that night, but they gave her a live mic and the shit
that's what happened.
she was throwing
She don't like
was
her.
some heavy shit.
Yeah, she really don't like her. I mean, and
It
then
was
what
like
they
that real personal, like,
Mhm.
hey, I fucking hate this bitch type
and
talk.
what and you know what they did to Bailey. Like if you see the interview Bailey did with Chris Van Vliet, you can see how disappointed she is.
Yeah.
And she said it more than once. My contract's up in a year and a half. And this was filmed last week before we saw what happened on Saturday.
Right.
So, she took the role of Bret Hart and Becky became Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 8
Yep.
or WrestleMania 9. I
Yep.
mean, like she had to step aside because she don't know how to say no. And she
And
said it.
that's
I don't know
another
how to
thing
say
she
no.
said that. Yeah.
So it's like it hurt her, but she did what was best
Yeah,
for the company. But she ain't resigning.
I
She ain't
didn't
come back.
understand that. I didn't understand that, and I just want to comment to what you just said just now. Like you take Bailey out of the match, right? To have Becky Lynch come back for this one night, for them to
Mhm.
lose the title to the next night, and have Becky Lynch turn heel. If that's the case, why not just have Becky Lynch do a fucking run in that WrestleMania and do the turn in?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that?
Yeah,
They wanted Becky to get the pop that welcome back pop at WrestleMania, and then to turn her the next night.
He wanted that check too.
Yeah.
Because it's in her
Oh
contract.
man, that's why.
She wanted Charlotte Flair money. That was her negotiation. She wanted one more dollar than Charlotte Flair, and she got it, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
wow.
there you go.
Yeah.
I should have gone. And now that the women are, they're like top tier, they make money. Before you had just the dudes to worry about. You had the Scott Halls and Kevin Nash is all shake my hand, let's make a deal. Now you got to worry about the women fucking doing shirty shit too.
Yeah.
No, man, that shit ain't good, bro. That shit is not good at all.
They control that. They control that. The atmosphere. So it's like if they're allowing it to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like that starts from the top.
This is also the first set of Triple H kids coming from NXT. All the top guys now are those first set of Triple H kids. So I think there's a little favoritism on the top part of that, but I don't know. It may bite them in the ass, like you guys are saying.
And those two guys were not so.
Man.
Yeah,
they were not so. We saw some empty seats, man.
As long as they don't lose Rhea Ripley, and I think they'll Bianca Belair, I think they'll be okay. Nia Jax too. Y'all can keep her around for a little while. I don't know why. Yeah,
she ain't going nowhere.
I don't mind watching Nia Jax. I don't know why. It's just
I understand. So you.
We get what you're putting down.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I
don't know what it is. It's something.
You know what it is? Can y'all still hear me? Because I'm going through that part of town where you lose service. Can you still hear me?
We still hear you.
You're good.
Nia Jax reminds me of like Thanksgiving Day, like when you see that big ass turkey come out the oven for the first time, and you're like, yeah, yeah.
You stand there like, oh, let's go.
I'm thirsty. Oh man.
I wanna bite that big juicy. Don't worry, I'm not gonna get in trouble. My wife hasn't listened to me.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. But yeah, man, what you gonna do? So overall grade, what are you giving night 2?
Out of 10, I'll give it like a 6.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Raw was great.
Yeah, Raw was great.
Mind you, Raw was what? Almost 3 hours and it had 3 matches.
Yep. You had Rusev's return.
Yeah.
Like Becky's turn. You had the Breaker, Heyman, Rollins thing. Like
you said Rusev return?
Yeah, Rusev came back as well. Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch it again then because maybe that was one of those parts I accidentally skipped over or some shit.
Yeah,
like
it was towards the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he bring old girl back with him?
Nah, she has a contract though, but she's not. She won't be on TV with him.
Yeah.
Not as of right now, but they may change that.
Yeah, I think they got her on a Legends deal, so I don't think she's on camera.
I don't know why she has a Legends contract. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
I like Lana, but that I don't know. Shit makes no sense.
Oh damn, man! I didn't realize that y'all were gonna grade WrestleMania so low. And I'm not gonna lie, man, Rick, you kind of surprised me, man. I didn't realize you were all in with AEW, man, because you shitting on WWE.
It's not that. It's just the shit. It doesn't make sense. I'm a wrestling fan regardless, but it gotta make sense. Like AEW is not perfect, but everybody's shitting on AEW with the mistakes they're making, but WWE's making the same exact mistakes.
But
I
you
mean,
want to know
like,
you want to know what the difference is?
what's the difference?
WWE has more room to make mistakes. They have more room to fuck up. Like,
Yep.
for example, LeBron James could have a string of games where he only scores 8 points. People might talk shit here and there, but if you got some rookie that just came out the last draft class and they're scoring 8 points, they're gonna be in the G League next week.
Right.
That's the difference. WWE has way more wiggle room to have a fucked up show than AEW. I hate to say it, but that's just what it is. My boy Ben sent me a clip the other day, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It was a clip of AEW. These dudes were walking backstage, and they were having a heated argument, and 30 people came and broke them up as if they were having a fight. And I was like, what the fuck is what is happening?
Well, if that's Swerve and Hangman, that's because they crazy. Like, have you seen their matches?
I have not.
You got to see their last. You got to see their last cage match. That shit was insane. Yeah, that was crazy. But if it's those two, that's why they separate them, because they staple each other's faces with paper and shit, and
that's crazy.
Drop you on cement blocks. So there's a lot of anger and hatred between those two. That's why they have this. You see, it has to make sense. It has to make sense. But hopefully after Mania, Raw with how it ended, maybe things will get better for them. And don't sleep on Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn is going to turn heel.
Yeah, he's coming.
Everyone was waiting for it. Everybody was waiting for
it. He might be the next man in the group. He might be a Paul Heyman guy. He might be going for the title because Seth is occupied with Reigns.
And then that way you can have them on both shows. You can have the group on both shows. That's it's not a bad idea.
I always thought with Sami Zayn, I don't know about y'all, but he reminds me so much of Mick Foley. Like,
I could see it. The awkward underdog that the crowd gets behind.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what they could do with that, but I'm sure
could do
something.
A good heel, though. He's a really good heel.
Yeah.
He could play. He could do both roles, the heel and the baby face. But Kevin Owens is out, so they need a replacement.
Yeah.
So he's gonna turn heel. I remember they do long-term storytelling. So back at Survivor Series, he was looking for a fourth man or a fifth man. We don't really know if he was really looking for a fifth man. Mm-hmm. But he did take Roman Reigns' phone and he did hide it.
Right.
When they were trying to reach the wise man. But for some reason, he couldn't get through. And for some reason, Sami Zayn had his phone and they never explained it. So it could go that deep. But we just got to wait and see. I hope they do better.
And then don't forget, you got Bronson Reed, who's supposed to be coming back within the next month or so, who's another big dude that could use a push. Yeah. I know you've got the muscle already in Breaker, but he could be somebody else to be on the lookout for to swerve in there.
I gotta make my comeback.
Yeah, there it is.
Well,
What happened?
No, you said listen, so we're like, all right, bet.
Oh no, bro! Don't pay me no fucking mind. I'm getting ready to. I just pulled up to the crib.
All right, so let's go ahead and we'll wrap this one up. OTBS Pod on Twitter, OTBS Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Live draft special will be going up tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Tune in for that. We'll see if maybe we can get E to pop in as well. We'll have Joey the Eagle from the Frenzy Days on like we did last year. So like, comment, subscribe below, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Go Bills. And OJ didn't do it, damn it.
Jesus.